but don't give up on it because you're going to get to the point where it starts working for you. And when it starts working for you, it is sexy as hell. Hey everyone, what's up? Devon Brown here, and today we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of being an entrepreneur, because sometimes it's a bitch. Like for real talk. I've been doing this entrepreneur thing for over 20 years. I'm almost 42 right at this moment. And my first entrepreneurial thing wasn't after college. It was actually when I was like 14 or 15 years old. My buddy and I, we ordered this kit, this work at home. It's what we call fluffy bunnies. We ordered this fluffy bunny work at home kit, and the thing was, if you order this kit with these raw materials, and then you sew these fluffy bunnies, and then you sell them back or sell them. And we were excited, but then we got the kits, and then we were like, oh, we can't sew. So that wasn't a good idea. In case you can't read my shirt, I pooped today. Anyway, that was my first one. But anyway, I've been doing this entrepreneur thing for let's call it over 20 years. And I just thought I'd make this video sharing some of the pros and some of the cons, some of the things that I wish somebody told me when I first started. And also, if you're an entrepreneur and you're feeling some type of way right now because you know it's this giant roller coaster ride of highs and lows, if you can identify with any of this stuff and just know that you're not alone, great. Know that I'm with you. So let's get into the cons first. And then we'll talk about the pros. We'll save the good stuff for last. All right. So, first con of being an entrepreneur is, long hours. I know that one of the things, especially in the internet entrepreneur world, that is advertised a lot is, work your own hours, 4 days a week, right? There's a really good book, by the way, called The 4-Hour Workweek. Like a lot of people tout short hours as an entrepreneur, and that is like maybe true, but that's like way later in the game. Like at first, if you're really doing this thing legit, you are going to work harder than an employee. If you jumped into some business and you're thinking to yourself as an entrepreneur or an entrepreneurially minded person, and you're like, this will only take 10 hours a week, and it ends up taking 100, you're on the right track, because this stuff can be hard. All right, but con number one is long hours. Especially at first, you're gonna just expect to work harder than an employee, especially at first as you're getting your feet wet, which is just something that's true for any venture. All right. Number two con of being an entrepreneur is super increased stress levels. Like as an entrepreneur, my stress levels have, and the longer I've been an entrepreneur, the better I've gotten at managing it, right? But your stress levels go up. And the reason that your stress levels go up is in part because you cannot leave work at work, because you are work, if that makes sense, right? You are work. It's your business. It is on your mind constantly. Not only that, but you're responsible for others. When you start hiring other people, man, like one of the most stressful times in my life is when one of my companies was doing bad, and I had to tell my employees that we were going to struggle to make payroll. That's a different kind of stress. Right? It's one kind of stress when it's just you. It's a different kind of stress when you're messing with other people and other people's lives and other people's families. It's legit. It's hard. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, expect increased stress levels. Just real talk. Number three con of being an entrepreneur is that there is no guaranteed income. All right? Now the flip side of that is that you make a lot of money, but there is no guaranteed income. There are times as an entrepreneur where I've done $100,000 in a month before. There are times as an entrepreneur where I've lost $30,000 or $40,000 in a month before. There's no guaranteed income. You could literally bust your ass all week and make zero. It's not like where you're a normal job where you go in and you put in your 40 hours, you're in all likelihood going to get a paycheck. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes, especially at first, you're going to lose a lot of money. Sometimes you're going to do a marketing campaign or an advertising campaign and it's going to suck. And anything that you do as an entrepreneur, there is little to no safety net and there's no guarantee of income. So that sucks. I wish it was one of those where if I just work hard, I make more money, and it doesn't always work like that. But Food for thought. Anyway, and con number 4, and then we'll get into 4 positives, or 4 pros. Con number 4, and this isn't really a con as much as it's just a reality of life, is that it's going to take longer than you think. In all likelihood, it's going to take longer than you think, and you need to expect that. If you think to yourself, I'm going to jump into this thing, I'm going to be rich in 3 months, then you're not. If you think in yourself, there's a saying that you may have heard that I love, and the saying goes, we underestimate what we can, excuse me, I messed it up. The saying goes, we overestimate what we can accomplish in 3 months, and we underestimate what we can accomplish in 3 years. And if you go into entrepreneurship with the idea that it's only going to take a small amount of time, then you're going to set yourself up for a big disappointment. So con number 4, it often takes a little bit longer than you would like. All right? So, but let's get into the pros. What are some of the awesome parts of being an entrepreneur? Well, the first awesome part is that often you can work when you want. Like once you get everything set up and once it's rocking and rolling, depending on your business type and depending on your business model and how long you've been doing it, you can work when you want. Like right now, I'm recording this video on a Saturday. It's a rainy day outside and I happen to not be traveling and I happen to feel inspired to make videos. So I'm making videos. I'm working when I want. If I get inspired at 2 in the morning, especially with a lot of the entrepreneurs I deal with, because we all make our money on the internet, we all do internet businesses, you can literally work whenever you want, and that's great. But remember, like I said in the first section, you're gonna work some long hours initially. That's number 1, pro. Number 2, pro, and this is one of the biggest ones, you can master your own destiny. You can create what you want to create. You can, like, I want to create a business that looks like this. You can do that. I want this destiny for my family. You can do that. And that's one of the biggest draws to being an entrepreneur, is that you can in fact master your own destiny. And that's awesome. And I think that's all that needs to be said about that. Number 3, there's limitless potential. Like especially once you get into what you're doing and you've been doing it for a little while and you get good at it, like the longer you do something, the more you have the ability to see the matrix, if you get that reference, right? The longer you've been doing, like I do stuff in my internet marketing business right now that just makes sense, and I just know it internally, where years ago, 15, 20 years ago, it was a foreign concept to me, but I've been doing it for so long that it just makes sense now, and the potential is limitless. Like I think I just said a little bit ago, there have been months where I've made $100,000 in a single month. That's pretty good. I've lost a lot too, but there really is limitless potential, and that's awesome. So, beyond the sky is the limit. And the last but not least, probably my favorite part about being an entrepreneur is that once you hit, I guess what you would call the tipping point, life as an entrepreneur is amazing. So like I said, in one of the cons is you have to work long hours, especially up front. But once you put in the long hours and you put in the work, and you put forth the effort, and you go through the growing pains, and trust me, there will be growing pains. Once you go through all that, once you get to a certain point where you know what you're doing, and it's you found out what works for yourself and you get results from it, and you've gotten really good at getting results, then life is amazing. So I'll give you one example. I recently wanted to go to Mexico for shits and giggles. I was like, you know what? I've been in the house for a little while. I just want to go to Mexico. I'm going to go to Mexico. I'm going to get some super fancy resort, and I'm just going to hang out and have fun for shits and giggles. And I did it, and I was able to think to myself, hey, this trip is going to cost me X thousand dollars. How can I get the business to pay for it? Or how can I generate it from the business to pay for this thing that I want? And I was able to do it, in less than 2 weeks. And that was just a really good feeling. So once you get to that point, life is amazing. And the only challenge there is that people like me make videos like this saying, this is this awesome thing. But often what we don't do is we don't tell you all the hard work that went into it, right? So all this hard work, and then you can get to this stuff. So the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is absolutely worth it. So if you have that entrepreneurial spirit within you and you're just starting out, I want you to stick with it. Find something you're passionate about. Focus on that. You can make money in your passion. Even if you don't know how, you can absolutely make money in your passion. I think I've got some stuff on my website on DevonBrown.com that'll show you how to do that. But don't give up on it, because you're going to get to the point where it starts working for you, and when it starts working for you, it is sexy as hell. It's awesome. So I hope that helps. Let me know your thoughts, your comments in the video below. I pooped today. This is an accurate statement. High five. My name is Devon Brown. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey, Devon here. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and connect with me on social media. And if you enjoyed this content, be sure to share it with your friends.